Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we will be covering how to work with layers and groups in Figma. You will learn how to organize your designs, manage elements, and group items for better structure and control. By the end of this session, you will be able to keep your designs clean and well organized using layers and groups. Let's get started. So this is a final topic in section 2 called Figma tools and interface. So working with layers and groups. I like telling people that whether graphic design, UI UX design, whether you are using Photoshop, Figma, Illustrator, a lot of design softwares that has layer panel. This is a very, very important topic. I like telling my students that something that's very important that you must know. Layers. You must know and understand layers. Because if you don't understand layers, you can't work with Photoshop, Figma, Adobe Illustrator, and so on. If you don't understand how layers works. And one thing is that if you know how layers works in Figma, if you go to Photoshop, it's the same principle. Go to Illustrator, the same principle. So to be able to design effectively, you need to know layers, how to manage layers, understand layers. So that's what we are going to do in this lesson. What are layers in Figma? Every object created in Figma automatically becomes a layer. Every object. So examples of layers, we have text, shapes, images, icons, frames, buttons. Each object exists separately, so it can be edited independently. For example, let me come back here. This is a layers panel, right? Then this in layers panel, it shows that I have desktop 1, which means I have only one screen. So if I collapse this, you look at all this. Everything I have here. What did they say? So that every object created in Figma automatically becomes a layer. Like now, for example, if I'll now create a circle now. Automatically becomes a layer. I will create polygon. Automatically it becomes a layer. So everything here, if I click on this one, this is a layer of it. If I click on this is it in the layer. So everything now here, every object you see in this frame, automatically all of them here, they have layers here. Every object you see on this frame automatically becomes a layer. So it's very, very important. And let's go back. Understanding the layers panel. The layers panel is located on the left side of the Figma interface. I've already, when we are doing navigating the interface, so the Figma interface already explained that it displays frames, groups, text layers, shape layers, components, images. The layers panel helps designers manage all objects in a project. Importance of layers. Layers help designers organize objects properly. Very, very important. Edit elements easily. Select objects quickly. Maintain structure. Improve workflow efficiency. So layers, very, very important. Selecting layers. Layers can be selected by clicking directly on the canvas. Clicking the layer name in the layers panel. For example, I can select this. I just click it directly from the canvas. Or I can select this here. I just click it directly from here. So before I proceed, let me come back. The frame layers displays frames, groups, and so on. So like I said, this is a frame. Now I can duplicate this frame. I've duplicated this frame. So I want to zoom out. So if you want to zoom out, you use Control plus dash to zoom out. To zoom in, Control plus, you now use plus to zoom in, zoom out. You can see now, I want to drag this. You can press using the, if you need the, if you need this, the hand tool, you can press H on your keyboard. So this will just help me arrange it very well. So I'll go back to, so now you can see now it's showing that I have two screens, desktop 1, desktop 2. So let's say I'll delete some things here so that I'm working with this one more. So let me delete so that it can be a bit difference between them. So layers can hold frames. So this, when we talk about frames, we are talking about the screens. You know, earlier there was a topic like frame, has to do with frames. You learn how to create mobile frames, desktop frames, and so on. So now, when you see, you can see the frame icon here. If something is a frame, it will have this icon beside it. So this is a frame. It can hold frame. So inside the frames, we have some like objects. We even have image. We have shapes and so on. You can even put a text here. Let me just type anything. Let's just type design. So meaning that this particular text is not inside design frame and canvas. It's not inside the frame. It's just on the canvas. It's not inside the frame. So you can see it now. These are the, you can see it is on its own. I can even draw, let's say I will draw this. It's on its own. It's not inside here. So, but it's, the best way is if you have a screen, a frame, like a desktop screen, this might be like your home page, home screen. So everything wants to be inside that home screen should be inside it. So click on it. So anything like now, if I click on this frame is selected. Anything I do will be inside this frame. Let's say, for example, I'm going to draw a star. That star automatically enter inside the frame, not independent, not on its own. So it enters inside the frame. For this helps you manage it properly. So examples of layers in UI design. A login screen may contain, like I've said, that particular frame might contain background layer, logo layer, input fields, field layers, and so on. Selecting layers. Layers can be selected. So I've done this one by clicking directly on the canvas, clicking the name in the layers panel. So layers can be selected by just click on this one. It's selected, or if I want to select this eclipse, I will click it from here. So I want to show you guys how to select layers. For example, if I want to select this one, and this one, I can easily look at the bigger rectangle. I want to select the smaller rectangle. I will press and hold control, smaller, and the star. I will see press and hold the control. I will select this. possible, I can group this. If I want to group it, I can just group it. I can group this if I want to group it. So now, let me ungroup it. Another thing I want to do is, I want to select from here to this place. I can press and hold the control, just go through it one by one. Or I can use shift, press and hold shift. I'll just press on the first one. I'll come to the last one where I want to stop. If you want to select everything in the order they are, I'll just come to the last one. Automatically, it will just select it instead of selecting one by one. One by one, you use control. But if you want to select everything together, use shift. Press and hold the shift, select the first one, go to the last one you want to select. But if you do not want this polygon to be among it, so you can't use a shift, you're going to use control. So that is it, to really help you to select things easily. Renaming layers. Proper layer naming is very important. Bad example, rectangle 1. Good example, login button. Why renaming layers matters? Renaming layers helps reduce confusion, improve organization, make editing easier, help teamwork and collaboration. Renaming layers is very, very important. You can see how everything is just scattered. Now, I have like 2 rectangles. But if I want to know this rectangle, if it's not selected, can I just easily know it from the layers panel? No. So what I can do now is this rectangle now, I can come here, you right click and say rename. So I can change it to let's say login BTN. So immediately I see this, I know that this is a rectangle for the login. This one now is just this other one. So let's say I have two circles here. It might be hard for me to know which one is this, which one is this. So renaming it, I can rename this one to, let's say, bigger circle. Anyhow you are going to understand it, just rename them. Or you can just double click. It's either you right click and use rename, or you just double click. So I can say smaller circle. So even the desktop, this frame, can rename frame too. Let's say this will be my home. I'll rename it to home page. Home page. Then I'll call this one welcome screen. Welcome. It will help you to even know the screen you are working with. Welcome screen. I will call this one home page. Home page. You can see now how things are beginning to make sense. So using renaming, so you can rename things so that why renaming layers matters? It will help to reduce confusion, improve organization, make editing easier, help teamwork and collaboration. When someone visit, I've said, you can use Figma to collaborate, work with other designers. So when another person assess what you've done, it should be easier for that person to flow, not to finding it difficult to know which layer is this, which layer is that. So proper renaming will help a lot. Hiding layers. Layers can be hidden temporarily. Shortcut, click the eye icon beside the layer. The use case when working on complex designs. I've done it while I think the previous topics I've done it, but you guys might not really understand. So let's go back now. For example, I want to hide this image. I'll click the image. This is a layer. This is the layer of this image. You see this eye icon. If I turn it, I can turn it off. It's in the layers, but it's not in the canvas. If you want to bring it back, I still click on it, toggle it on and off to bring it back. I can do it the same for this. I can do for this. So locking layers. Layers can be locked to prevent accidental editing. Use case used for backgrounds and completed sections. Very important. For example, let's say I'm done with this, with the login, and this one is very okay the way it is. I can lock them so that in the course of trying to do other things, I don't accidentally come and shift this. So I can just click on this. If you come here, you see this, just lock it. I can click on the text too, you lock it. By doing so, you see now, I can't move this. You can see I can move this around. I can move everything around, but this particular thing cannot be moved because it's locked. So to unlock it, you just come here and click on the twin place. You've unlocked it. You've unlocked it. So now I can now move this. So I'll press Ctrl C to go back. So like this one, we want to turn it off. It's out. It's out. So you want to lock it. So you can't move this image. Once it is locked, you can unlock it. So that is it. Understanding layer hierarchy. Layers at the top appear in front visually. Layers below appear behind other elements. Reordering layers. Layers can be moved up, down, forward, back by dragging them within the layers panel. So I've done this already. So I've told you when we come to the layers, we'll do it. It's what I did here. Let me delete this. I don't need this. You can see before I have something like this. I can't see the text again. Why? Because of hierarchy. This shape is bigger than the text and it's also above the text in the layers panel, and they are in the same position. That's why I can't see it. If I even drag it down, they are no longer in the same position. I can see the text. But if they are in the same position, I cannot see the text. So we might be designing. You have something in the layers panel, but you can't see it here. It's possible that something that is bigger than it is above it, and they are in the same position. So what you will do now, that's why the layers panel will really help you. So this is a text. So I can, like you said, it can move up, move down. So I'll just take this above the rectangle. This is the rectangle. So now the text is above the rectangle. I can now see the text. For example, this guy now has covered the star. So this is a bigger circle. This is a star. Why? Because it's above the star, same position. So if I move this star up, I can now see the star. So that is it. What are groups? Groups combine multiple objects into one unit. Example, a button may contain rectangle, shape, text label. Grouping combines them together. So I already have something I wish for that. This is this. If you notice that this is a button and this is a text, they are not like now. If I want to move this, only one is moved. So I can group this. I will click on this. I will select it. I will click on this. Press and hold my control. Click on this. And I will right click. And I will say group selection. Or you use Control G. You can see now this has been grouped. They are now together. If I click on this, if I move all of them, I'm moving the both together. See, if you collapse this, you can see what is inside the group. You can also rename group. Let me rename it. I'll call it let me call it login button. So you can group, like now these things they are together, so it's better I group it. So you might have card, button, sections, things that you know that they are together. Like this one now, if I thought this is they are together, I can easily group this. I'll just select them. I will right click and say group selection. So I will group them. So because they are together. Why groups are important? Groups help designers move multiple elements together like I did. Organize layouts, reduce clutter, improve workflow. You can see if you can group things, it will even make the layer not that long. It will reduce what you see in the layers panel, to reduce it. Before, sometimes you might have like the design you will do, you have like 500 layers. So it's better you try and you notice that something that is like 20 layers, they are together. They are inside, just like you are going to design. You see all these things. A card might have a lot of layers inside it. So it's better you just, when you are done with that one, you group them. Grouping will really help with workflow, to improve workflow. How to group elements. I've done that. On grouping elements, okay. What if you group them? You want to ungroup them like this one. You can right click and say ungroup. So now returns to how it was. So you can group, you can ungroup. Difference between layers and group. Layers, individual objects. Group, combination of objects. Automatically created, manually created. Layers, you don't have a choice. Once you create something in the canvas, automatically it will have a layer in the layers panel. But group is only when you decide to group something before it can exist. It can exist independently, contain multiple layers. So group always contain multiple layers. For example, you can see I have 2 layers to make this group. It can be 10 layers as the case may be, but a layer is just existing on its own independently. You see nested groups. Groups can contain other groups, multiple layers, frame. This is called nested grouping. Like this, for example, like this guy that I grouped before. I can even move this inside this group. I'll just take it. I'll move it inside here. So now this group now is containing, you can see now, look at things that are inside this group. I also have a group inside a group. Can even have a frame inside a group, so and so on. Organizing layers professionally. Good designers rename layers properly. Group related objects. Use frames effectively. Keep hierarchy clean. Common UI group example. UI element, navigation bar, logo plus menu plus icons. Possible groups, you have to group them. Buttons, shape and text plus text, so you have to group them. Card, image plus text plus button, you have to group them, because these are things that should be grouped. Using frames versus group. Frames used for layout and responsive design. Groups used for organizing objects together. So frame now, just like this is a frame, it's used for layouts, just like everything should. This is a for this screen. While group is just used for organizing objects together. Best practices for working with layers and group. Rename everything properly. Avoid default names. Group related elements. Keep similar objects together. Avoid too many unorganized layers. Messy projects become difficult to edit. Use hierarchy properly. Arrange layers logically. Lock completed section. Prevents accidental movement. Honestly, this has been a very wonderful topic. Very, very important topic. That the knowledge you get from this will even help you if you happen to use other softwares that have layers like Photoshop, Illustrator, even Canvas to really help you. Layers is a very, very important topic. So we've come to the end of this lesson.